Hello everyone, welcome to another Jhop short, and this one is all about taking a time out and getting some stretch in. All right, and for me, stretching and a timeout is all about spinal realignment and release of tension. All right, so that's what we're going to focus on today. You know, one of my all-time favorite, most important exercises are half roll downs. Now, friends, I focus a lot about articulating through the lower back. I want you to keep that in mind for those of you that have worked on Pilates with me before. But let's not overstress it today. Let's just work on moving the body. Yeah? All right, hands behind your thighs. Abdominals do pull in and up, and those shoulders, I want you to start rolling them up and back. And as we ease our way down to the mat, I just want you to think about the 24 bones in your spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah? And just roll down one vertebra at a time to the blades. And then just nice and easy, deep in the abdominals. Use your hands, all right? And scoop and curl up. And we're just gonna do that 2 more times. Not overstretching, it's just a release. And I want you to breathe. And I want you to tuck that pelvis, drawing the shoulder blades down. Think of the crown of the head to the ceiling. And deepen the abs and roll up. One more time here. Anchor the heels. Try to leave any tension through the front of the legs. Let's just get into jelly mode. All right, just nice and easy here. Rolling down to those blades and then smooth with control. Blades to the floor. Abs to the spine. And roll it up. And this time, superstars, just reach your arms forward. Draw the blades back. Keep lengthening through your triceps, your middle fingers. Tuck the pelvis under. We're going to gently and with control roll down through our spine, one vertebra at a time. And then arms just come down to the mat. Go ahead and walk your feet in right underneath those knees. Feet should now be about a fist distance apart. And use this connection to the mat, to the floor, to just open up the chest. Still lifting those abs in and up. Press the heels into the floor. Curl your pelvis up and roll up through your spine. Once again, I'll say those magic words, one vertebra at a time. Open the chest. Press your arms down for a little more chest expansion. And then exhale, roll down through your spine, through each 24 vertebra. Inhale at the bottom. Imagine a ball between your inner thighs just for some pelvic stability, yeah? Not to overwork anything, this is all about mobility. And as you peel up, I just want you to enjoy isolating that spine. Yeah, allow your thoughts to be calm, focused on your body. This is your time out, so make sure you're really taking a time out from everything else as you roll your spine back down to the mat. We're going to do 2 more of these. Inhale at the bottom. Think of a massage through that spine. Lengthen your arms forward. So every little inch you roll up, you open your shoulders. Lengthen your neck. Press your heels down. And roll it down. Last time. Easy does it. Tuck your pelvis under. Roll up. Collarbones get even wider. Reach your arms forward another inch. Hug your inner thighs. Press those heels down. Lift those hips just 1 more inch. And then roll down through your spine. 1 easy vertebra at a time. From here, let's just cross that right ankle over your left knee. Keep this right knee wide. And you can go ahead and give it a little stretch even here. Press the heel of your hand into that hip flexor. Especially if you've been doing that sitting and zooming and working thing. Yeah, we need those hip flexors to release. So do that right here. And head to the left side, even here. Let's just press that left hip nice and long towards your left heel. And rock it back and forth. Right palm and left palm. 1 more time. And it's right. And it's left. And then engage the core and just lift that left leg up to 90 degrees. Open your right knee. Slide your hand behind your left thigh and just give it a good hug. Now, I don't want you to over curl the tail, all right? This is all about lengthening the spine, yeah? Not compressing, but decompressing. So crown of the head is going to reach towards the back edge of your mat or your carpet. Yeah, and your tail's going to reach towards the other wall across the room or the other end of your mat. And allow that knee to open, allow the spine to settle, keep the ribs into the mat. Deep breath in, and then exhale, hug that knee in just a little bit more. And then release it down, switch legs. Right leg down, left leg over. Let's play that little teeter-totter. Press the left hip forward for a moment. Massaging into the hip flexor. You can get in there with your thumb, your fingertips, and then over to the right. And left. Right. Maybe one more time each side. Keep the inhales and the exhales. And then coming back to center, let's just engage our core and lift that right leg. And find, this stretch should be relatively comfortable. Yeah, it's not to say that it doesn't work, but you don't feel like your ankle is digging into your thigh or your heel is sliding off. Find just the balance for you. Yeah, where can you rest that foot and really press your tail down, open your chest, lengthen your neck. Deepen your lower abs and hug that knee in just a little bit more. And then release the stretch. Hugging your knees in towards your chest. I want you to keep the knees hugging in, but press your tail longer and heavier into the mat. Open your chest. Roll your ankles. 3 huge circles in each direction. Really getting those snaps, crackles, pops out. Be really honest with yourself. Make sure you're hitting every single arc of that circle. Again, hug the inner thighs. Press your tail down. Crown of the head long behind you, tail reaches forward in front of you. And then open those legs into a happy baby. You can reach even behind the thighs if your hips are super tight, maybe all the way up to your ankles. Allow the feet to flex. And if that little rocking motion happens back and forth, lovely. How much can you widen your collarbones and pull your shoulder blades down to the mat? Inhale in. Exhale, friends. Let's just hang out here for one more breath, allowing the hips to open. Try not to hold this position. It breathes, it deepens, it moves. Exhale. And then gently place your hands on the outside of your knees and just hug those knees back into center. Left leg is long, right leg heads up to the ceiling, hands behind the thigh. Stretch and bend just 3 more times. Again, going for mobility, not overstressing, overworking anything. Hold this one at the top and then really point the foot and flex. And point, flex, and one more time. Point and flex. Maybe hug that leg in just a little bit closer, or if that knee is bent, maybe you try to press that heel just a little bit longer, and then nice and easy, lower the leg down to the mat. Left leg comes in with a bend, open the chest, and straighten and bend about 5 times. When we lengthen and bend, we don't want to think about just moving from the knee. We want to imagine that whole leg really extending all the way from the hip. And then hold your next one at the top and point the foot. And flex. And again, it's all about honesty with yourself too. Can you stretch that ankle or your toes a little bit further? Can you lengthen that heel a little bit more? You want to stretch and you want to extend. And let's go one more point. And one more flex. Inhale. Exhale, lower that leg down to the mat. Bend your knees. Let's take an open frog position here. One thing I always want to invite you to keep in mind is that we don't want the lower back to totally rock forward as your pelvis tilts. Yeah, you can still keep your abs in while you allow those hips to melt open. And again, it's you and your space here, so feel free to give your hips a little massage or just a little extra nudge down to the mat. If you're up here today, that is amazing. That's where you're at, yeah? And just try to find a little release, as if the cheeks were just wanting to melt a little heavier to the floor for 3. Inhaling 2. Exhale out 1. Gently assist in hugging those knees back to center. And let's come over onto your stomach. All right, so we are opening that chest. So again, keep those legs open a little bit today. a little wider than your hips perhaps, and place the heels of your hands underneath your chest. Feel the crown of your head lengthening and reaching, and you're just opening up into a little swan here. This is all to open the chest, open the shoulder blades, and then lower down to the mat. Feel like someone is holding on right at the tip of your ears, and they're going to glide your neck forward, really focusing on that cervical spine. This time, feel free, if it doesn't hurt your spine, or your lower back in particular, to lift up a little bit more and stretch the upper abdomen. Shoulder blades down, elbows are in. Don't go out here. You want to keep it in. Most importantly, you want to reach forward. Yeah, like your chest is reaching towards that front edge of your mat. As you lower your spine, I want you to think about lengthening forward, like you're trying to extend the crown forward and long. One more time. You take this up as high as it feels beneficial to you. The more you lift, the more the shoulder blades, the elbows drip down to the spine. Open the chest, push the heels of the hands into the mat, and then drag your chest forward through the window of your arms. Stretch your upper abdomen. Don't stress the legs. Let them open as much as feels comfortable to you. And then roll it down. Sitting back onto the heels, let's take a little child's pose here just for a moment. Counter stretch, rounding in that lower spine. Inhale in. Exhale, nice and juicy. Come out onto all fours. And go ahead and press right into that cat-cow. Finding a little bit of flow here, we're going to tilt the pelvis back, open the chest through the window of the arms, lift the neck, but don't pinch the neck. And then rounding over. Again, inhale. Exhale, ribs in, head and tail fall to the floor. Inhale, heels of the hands down, open the collarbones wide. Exhale, round one final time. Really push the hands down, press the knees down, lift the abs. And then coming back into neutral. Couple hip circles here. Lift your right leg out to the side, circle that hip down. Literally thinking of kind of lubricating the hip here. Finding that mobility as much as you can to the side. We're just going for one more. And then we're going to reverse it. Lift your toes up to the ceiling. Lift the glutes. And around. And 3. Again for flow. Just 2. And one more. Lift. And lower. Other side. Lifting that leg straight to 90 degrees. And then up and over that hill. Around and in. 3 more. I notice myself starting to let the chest drop. Let's try to keep our abs engaged, Jennifer. Yeah, and just stay lifted here. So we don't lose any of that great stretch in our shoulders that we were just finding. And then toes up to the ceiling, lift. And around. And lift. And around. 2 more times. And last time, up. Beautiful. Finding for all fours again. Let's tuck those toes under. Wouldn't be a stretch without a down dog. Yes. So lift those booties. Press the heels down into the mat. Now release your chin side to side. And as you're here, press your heels down a little deeper. Lift the spine up to the ceiling. Try to allow the heels to melt. And then you can come forward a little bit, relax the stretch. And then abdominals lift, lower abs pulling up to the ceiling. Rock it back again. Now don't lock out those elbows, keep the shoulder blades reaching down. Staying here in your deepest down dog, reach that right heel down. And left. And right. And left. One more time, right. And left, and because it always feels good to me, I hope it will to you too. Press your heels down, and then rise up onto your tiptoes, and then press your heels down, and then rise up onto your tiptoes. Again, heels. Rise from here, drop that head, bend your knees, and let's just slide your left arm through, getting a little twist here through the ribs, super important. Open your chest and reach. Inhale in. As you exhale, I think if you slide that arm just a little bit further. And then again, coming back to center. Right arm is going to slice through the left, over to the other side. Super important to twist through your spine. Keep your abs lifted. Make sure you're not dropping your stomach down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, reach the arm a little bit further. And then just coming back to center. Find a lovely, cozy seated position today. I don't usually sit like this, but this just feels right. And I want you to roll your shoulders up and back 3 times. And 2. 1, holding those shoulders back, release your ear to your shoulder. And just do a half circle here, down and around ear to the opposite shoulder. And we're going to repeat that around to the other side. Can you sit up a little taller wherever you're at? And ear to the opposite shoulder. Feeling better already. Around and up. And around and up. Now I want you to release your chin back down to center and just let it hold here. And then imagine my fingertips right at the base of your neck. And I'm going to walk my fingertips up your neck. And as I do, you're going to uncurl that neck 1 vertebra at a time to just lengthen and lift right up into the most gorgeous, beautiful, longest spine you've ever had. All right, it's a quick 15 minutes, y'all, but I hope that really helped, and I hope it was a good break for you. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up to the ceiling. You have breathed, exhale, you have moved, and I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. Let's do it again.